Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Monkey Around Reviews. Today we have the KuWfi CPE 810 US 4G LTE SIM card router that works at 150 megabits per second. Now the bands that this use is B2, B4, and B5. That's the 1900, the 1700, and the 850 megahertz bands that we use here in the United States. Also, this uses a full-size SIM card, so if you have a micro or a mini, make sure you get an adapter before you put it in here. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. So the first thing you see right when you open this up is the router itself. It's very lightweight, very thin, very easy to handle. You got the instruction manual, you got the power supply, a USB cable, and two antennas inside here. So now the antennas hook into where these two little holes are, but there's actual caps right now. So you just pull off the caps and that shows you where these antennas are gonna go. So you just take those off and now you can see it. And these just screw right on to the back, like so. And the other one goes in right here. Just like that. So now you got your antennas for the Wi-Fi. Here on the back, this is where the SIM card will go. You got your 4 Ethernet ports right here for any hardwired computers or printers or cameras that you want to put in. You got a USB port here, and you got your power supply here. On the side here, there's a few different buttons. You have R, W, and then power. So you have reset, you have WPS, and then you have the power, which is just a push in and push out that locks. And then right here underneath it, you got another micro USB port. And then on the front, it's where all your lights are. You got power, you got BAT, Wi-Fi, WPS, all 4 of your LAN ports, and the internet light. So obviously these will all make sense once we plug it in and see what lights up and what happens. So I'm gonna go take this into the office. We're gonna plug it in. We're gonna see how easy it is to set up. All right, so the router is all plugged in and wired up. I went over here and connected the Wi-Fi over to Wi-Fi-0166BO is mine. Everyone's going to be a little different, but it all starts with Wi-Fi and then some numbers and letters. The password that is defaulted is 1234567 Make sure you change that. All right, I typed in 192.168.0.1 into my web browser. I'm going to come in here and type in the default admin and log on in. And this is the router. You're already seeing that I am logged in to T-Mobile because that is the SIM card that I put in there. So just by putting the SIM card in, you can see that we are connected. It is showing that the service is available and it's valid, and right now I am connected to LTE. So this router should be working. It should be all set up and ready to go. I should just be able to plug stuff into it and it works. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of other settings that are in here. If we go over here to mode, it lets you do a 3G, 4G wireless router mode. That's what we've chosen. It also lets you do a standard wireless router mode. So that is without using a SIM card. You can plug a standard modem into the back through the USB port. Then it has wireless access point and access point client bridge mode, and then wireless access point client mode. So it gives you a whole bunch of options. The whole main reason I got this router was for right here in wireless router mode to use a SIM card. So we are doing exactly what we need to do. We come over here to 3G, 4G. And this is where you can assign all the information about your SIM card in here. And then you go over to LAN and you start getting the standard settings that you see in all routers. Same thing goes here for wireless. We can go in here and we can enable the wireless. It can do B, G, and N. So we're going to leave that. I can change the SSID to whatever I want. I can hide the SSID name from broadcasting. And then I can come up here to security. And then this is where I can assign my passwords. So it has WPA, WPA2, and then a mixture of the two together. Go over here to security. Lets you do a firewall settings. Go over to server. This is where you can do your FTP virtual server setup or virtual server settings. So you can do FTP, email, telnet, web. Got some routing tables, and then your static. This is where you can come in and assign certain devices to certain IP addresses. And then obviously your admin page here where you can enable and disable, reboot, firmware upgrades, and all the other important stuff that you need. So I am going to do a quick test here. So we are connected to the router. I am going to open up another browser window. So we're just going to come in here and just do a quick KuWfi search. And as you can see, we are connected via the SIM card through this router. So this is working exactly the way it's supposed to. And we are doing this through the Wi-Fi of the router over the T-Mobile SIM card. Basically, it was plug and play. I didn't even have to change anything other than I'm going to go through and change my router logins so it's not defaulted. So I've been using the router all day now and it's been working flawlessly. You can see all the lights are lit up here. That first one is the internet connection going through the SIM card. The next one says LAN 0, LAN 1, LAN 2, and LAN 3. That's because I'm using all 4 of the ports on the back for hardwired computers and printers. And the Arlo, it's all working. The next one here that's flashing is the Wi-Fi because it's broadcasting out Wi-Fi. And then of course the power light on the very end. So I do want to mention that I'm using a T-Mobile tablet SIM card, so it does not allow tethering. It does see this as tethering. So what it's doing is it's going to take the 4G speeds down to 3G speeds. But this has been working with the 3G speeds without any issue. And the uploads are actually still reading at 4G when I do speed tests. So be aware that if you use this with T-Mobile's unlimited tablet plan, it's probably going to slow you down from the speeds that you're used to getting. Also, before I was using this, my Arlo was connecting and disconnecting as I was using the tablet and going through a computer to create the Wi-Fi. Now that I'm going through the router, the Arlo has not turned off at all. It is holding it connected to the server, 100% steady. I have not had an issue yet, and like I said, I've been using this all day. So that alone, to me, is making this a perfect purchase for me because it is making the SIM card work and hold steady, and the Arlo can be connected at any time. I can grab my phone, I can see it, where before I had to grab my phone and connect 3 or 4 times because this was constantly disconnecting. So like I said, that to me right there is worth whatever the cost of this would be because it's making it work. So once again, this has been Monkeying Around Reviews with the KuWfi CPE810US 4G LTE SIM card router. If you've used one of these in the past, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe.